What's up? So this is my new updated chassis design for the KR Sabres Krorssguard. Yes, there's still uninstalled Krorssguards floating around up there. So this is for a customer who reached out, wanted a pretty standard chassis for it. He asked for this rusted weathered copper with the green stuff on it. There's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called. I've never done this before. But I, mixed some paints around, did some tests, and tried it out. I think it turned out quite nice. Let me get the light a little closer here. Yeah. So let's talk about what goes in it. This chassis is pretty straightforward. In the bottom here, we can fit a 28mm speaker. On the back side here, we can fit a 21700 lithium-ion battery. It does come with the battery tabs. Dump out the little baggie here. So here are the battery tabs. So I used to make these little insert things that go in there and hold them, but I've kind of eliminated those over time because I've always wanted to have room for other things, or at least maximize room for other things. But so when you wire your wires on these battery tabs, you just wire them to the front low bottom of the battery tab. You put them in place, use a little E6000 on the back of them, and you'll glue them in place. You do both tabs at the same time and pop the battery in there right when you get the glue in place, and the battery will kind of push the tabs against the back walls and hold those tabs in place as the glue dries. Obviously make sure you don't have it wired up to anything else yet. It's one of the first things I do when I do a chassis. A Proffie board version 2 or 3 goes right up here at the top. I created this little, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it. I created this little insert slit area on the back there, so that as you insert the Proffie board, it can go, I gotta file the sides of this one down. Hold on, it's a newer one. You know how newer Proffie boards have the stuff on the side. Anyway, I made it so that you can, when you push this Proffie board down in here, there's a little lip that you can kind of slide it under. So it kind of gets up in there. If I can get the camera to focus. Yeah, so it looks real nice. And then it is less chance it'll come up, And yeah, it looks really clean that way. You also you'll have wires here, obviously, that come from your negative battery terminal and your speaker. So I have a wire cover that you can place in once you're done with the install to cover up that section, to improve the aesthetics of it all. So this is just another resin printed part. You just press it down into place like you see me doing here once the install is finished. And then this is kind of your finished look of your chassis. Has the first order emblem on there. Also copper to match the chassis. Okay, now you're also gonna have other wires in there from the accent LEDs. So the client kind of asked about blinkies and is there any spots for blinkies? So I've done this on a few other Kylo chassis, but I put some spots for 2 on each side, 2 traditional style LEDs. I'm gonna go ahead and include 2 of every color I have: red, blue, green. What I have: red, blue, green, yellow, and white are the colors I have. So I'll give you 2 of each. But they're just these little square LEDs, right? And what you do is, once you get them wired up, you kind of you use a little glue, E6000, and you insert them from the back. And so they go in like that. There's one. I'll do another one just to kind of show you what it would look like. Obviously, I don't have this one wired up, so I can't light it up to show you. But it's nice having some little blinky accent LEDs on the side. So as you can see, there's little areas down there, spaces for your wires to run. So like that, you can have little LEDs down in the side and they can blink back and forth, right? So there are your little blinkies. And like I said, there's spots for 4 on each side. And then like I said, you'll probably have a lot of wires in here, which is why I have the wire cover, to cover all that up. Anyway, you get 2 of every color, like I said. Also, the chassis fits a kill switch. I don't know if I forgot to mention this too. I've made it to where it says off and on. And I also started putting these in my chassis, positive sign there, negative sign there, to tell you, you know, how to do your battery orientation and tabs. All right, and then we got other, you know, greeblies and little designs all down the side. I got some up here, some on the sides, you know. But yeah, so let me talk about the last thing here is for structural integrity. So those of you who are familiar with Krorssguards, the KR Krorssguard had a plastic, I think maybe resin printed or some kind of print plastic engine that goes on top. This piece. This is a metal one from an 89 Sabres, but the one for the KR Sabres is plastic. Anyway, there's an insertion point on the bottom where you put the chassis. Now, typically in the past, I and other people have printed, you know, just plastic right here. But lots of customers seem to accidentally snap it off all the time. So to prevent that, I just put a hole there. I have this copper pipe, right, which I used, inserted. I used a little set screw right there, so I drilled and threaded an area for a set screw to go in. It goes all the way into the pipe to hold this pipe in place. And then I'm including a second one, and if you look on that little engine on the KR Krorssguard, right, not this one, but right underneath, basically this spot where this screw is on this one, underneath where the switch PCB is on the KR Krorssguard, like if you look underneath it, there's a spot there where you can also drill a hole and thread in a set screw to go into the top part. So you'll need to drill into this too. And then you'll have a set screw in the top and bottom holding the chassis and that engine all together. So this all improves structural integrity, and it still has a huge opening so you can run all your wires down through there. So that's kind of the point of that. So the chassis comes with the chassis, comes with the wire cover, battery tabs, the set screw, the LEDs. Oh, and for the LEDs, right? I forgot to mention this. Obviously, the LEDs need resistors, right? So if you want to use smaller resistors and help with wire management, 4 LEDs is a lot, and there's going to be a lot of resistors. Those are all going to have to go somewhere. I included this little PCB I have. It has 4 spots on it for SMD resistors. So you can wire your LEDs to that, put your little resistors on there, and then your other little LEDs out, and then you can kind of, you know, glue it down in place right here and have all your resistors right there and all your wires for your LEDs. And then you can, again, the wire cover covers all that up once you get it all wired up. So there is the overview video for the chassis. Hope you enjoyed. If you're looking for one of these, just reach out and I can get you one made. I can also do other colors if you don't like this color. I have all kinds of colors chassis. But anyway, thanks for watching. May the force be with you.